Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with Golden Opportunities Coaching. Welcome to those of you who are new. Welcome back to those of you who are seasoned veterans of what we do around here. What we do around here is we discuss social and emotional and mental and emotional health topics, as well as coaching topics for your benefit. Hopefully, you can find something in our 200 plus audios that you enjoy and is helpful to you. Today, we're going to deviate off the beaten path just a little bit. We're going to talk about high functioning autism, or HFA. Autism is a neurological disease and disorder that allows or causes people to have problems functioning, usually in a social context, although it can affect other areas of the body and brain as well. The processing of the brain is a neurological condition which causes different degrees of difficulty for individuals. Used to be that Asperger's and other sensory disorders were considered their own disorder. Now, a person with Asperger's or different levels of the ASD are all put on the autism spectrum. Each person with this disorder has different symptoms, different experiences, different triggers or sensitivities, and so you have to learn about the individual. There is no blatant or blanket way to determine a person's level of autistic behavior or experience. And so, unfortunately, when people say autism, they don't understand that for some people there's high functioning, which is you can actually know someone who's on spectrum and not even know they're on spectrum. According to a couple of psychological professionals, I'm on the Asperger's spectrum, um, and I view the world differently than lots of people. Now, I didn't get that diagnosis until I was in my 20s. I'm now almost 40. So imagine going through school, imagine going through social development and all of those things, um, while trying to figure out why everyone else sees the world differently than you do. And so there's challenges there. The best you can do is be supportive of how the person you love or the person you care about are trying to get to know views the world and try to understand it. Do not count on books to have all of your answers, although study can be helpful. The next thing that you need to realize is a person on the ASD spectrum, especially high functioning autism, still needs support. Most of us think of autism as a nonverbal thing or a person who has extreme difficulty functioning in society. However, a person with high functioning autism, which is a person that in fact can often hold a job or have a very specialized experience of knowledge that they share with the world to make the world a better place. Albert Einstein's considered this. Bill Gates has considered this. Some people would say Stephen Hawking. But there's a lot of people, but these individuals still need help with social cueing, or they still need help with how to view the world. They still need help with things that they may miss about social interaction. A lot of people think that if you're high functioning, it doesn't mean, or it means that you don't need any help at all. And this is a very misguided thought, and it ultimately leads to a lot of unnecessary pain because sometimes support can just mean talking things through. Other times it means things like ABA therapy, behavior modification therapy, looking at the world differently, talking things through differently, and placing the puzzle pieces together in a way that works for the individual. The next thing to realize is that people with HFA, if they've done the work of self-reflection and been through a moderate amount or to a major amount of therapy, they realize they're different than the rest of the world. They are very self-aware and they understand, hey, not everybody is going to view the world the same way as me. I need to be sensitive that there may be other explanations and other thoughts and feelings a person may have, other motivating factors a person may have. Even though to me there's no other option, that doesn't mean to other people there aren't other options. And this is, for a high functioning autistic person, the hardest thing to realize is that process of looking for other possibilities when something instantly makes sense has to become a habit. It has to become something that, in fact, the person is willing to do on a daily basis, willing to do in many social situations. It has to become searching for alternatives, has to become a central focus of social interaction, and it can become extremely difficult when a person isn't willing to do that. Understand that highly functional autistic people are super sensitive, so they're still sensitive to sounds, lights, the way things are said. They're actually learning that sentence structure can be a trigger for a highly functioning autistic person. This means that they may hear something one way, it means one thing to them, and if they are offended by the way something's been said, it can take many uh, minutes or even hours to portray things in a way that it can be understood. Also, sensitivity can be about social issues, relationship issues, and other things. So it's important to realize when dealing with someone who's on the HFA spectrum that they're going to view the world differently, and their emotional um, experiences and expressions may be very extreme or out of the sense of normalcy. Um, and then the last one is the realization that these all can be worked through. A different treatment plan for every person on the spectrum is necessary. However, that does not mean at the end of the day that a person cannot find some degree of positivity or cannot find some degree of solution to their challenge going forward. So hopefully this has been helpful to you, and until next time, I encourage you to keep your feet on the ground, your mind in the moment. Until next time, everybody.